Hello everyone, and welcome back to Whispers of Turkish Stars. I'm thrilled you're here because what I'm about to share today will have you replaying every glance, every smile, and every rumor you've heard over the last few months. You saw the title. You know the names. We're diving deep into what 2025 might hold for Seamra Arda and Gökberk Yildirim, two talents who keep redefining what it means to captivate an audience. Stay with me until the very end, because not only do we have layered hints and insider whispers, we also have the kind of speculation that makes the heart race. If you love to be first in the loop, make sure you're subscribed to Whispers of Turkish Stars and that your notifications are on. It's free, it's fast, and you'll never miss the stories we prepare with so much care for you. Let's get to the reason you clicked. Seamra Arda and Gökberk Yildirim have a screen presence people still talk about in the present tense, as if that electricity never dimmed. Years pass, roles change, careers evolve, but there's a reason their names keep appearing side by side in conversations about what the next big moment in Turkish entertainment could be. And with the calendar inching toward a new year, the signs are pointing to 2025 as the year everything accelerates for both of them, separately and, if the whispers are right, possibly together. First, let's talk about Cemre. Radiant is a word we use often, but with her it isn't just about beauty. It's the way she walks into a scene and tilts it in her favor without raising her voice. She has kept her audience close not only through the role she chooses, but through a carefully crafted lifestyle presence that reveals just enough to feel intimate while still holding something back. Those posts with immaculate styling, the restrained captions, the glances that speak more than paragraphs, this is a person who understands image and story. Behind that elegance, our sources say, a plan is unfolding. Quietly, methodically, without theatrics. The rumblings around her team suggest an international project preparing to step into the light, the kind of production that places her not just as a Turkish star crossing borders, but as a player in a truly global sphere. The words being murmured include phrases like world-class cast and festival-friendly script. Is it a film? A signature series on a major platform with the budget to match the ambition? The options feel endless, but the weight of the conversation suggests a partnership that could involve a Hollywood studio. Think about the range of that possibility, a role that challenges her to work in multiple languages, a story that demands a vulnerability we've only glimpsed, a world premiere that lands her right where the flashbulbs hunger, Cannes, Venice, maybe even Los Angeles in winter. Fashion-wise, the trajectory is just as compelling. Global campaigns have been floated. The kind that transform a face into a brand and a wardrobe into a statement about where she belongs in the international conversation. Designing a capsule, lending her sense of modern romance to a luxury label, becoming the image for a fragrance that turns up on billboards from Paris to Dubai, these are not far-fetched ideas. They are logical next steps in a career curated with precision. Imagine a year where Cemre's artistry expands on-screen while her silhouette becomes instantly recognizable off-screen, her presence both performance and presence in equal measure. Now to Gotberk. Charisma for him isn't just charm. It's kinetic. There is an energy he brings to roles that pushes scenes to the edge of their possibilities. We hear that he hasn't just been accepting offers, he's been interrogating them. He wants layers, bruises that don't show until the third act, choices that linger long after the credits. The strongest word circling his name right now is independence. A project with smaller budgets but larger risks, something close to the bone, directed by a filmmaker whose work is praised for elegance and audacity. This rumored film would not be the usual vehicle built around his smile. Instead, it would be the kind of story that leaves him unvarnished, a character whose moral infrastructure is tested until it creaks. For those who have followed his career, this is exactly the kind of pivot that makes sense. Festival juries notice when a familiar face disarms expectations and opts for something spare and incisive. It's the sort of work that can cement a reputation not as a star who can act, but as an actor who can carry a film into the places where critics pay attention and audiences lean in. And here is where it truly gets interesting, the industry chatter that he's considering stepping behind the camera, or at least into a creative lane that includes story development. 2025 could be the moment he picks up a pen, contributes to a script, or sits in a director's chair for a short or a discrete segment of a feature. It's not a leap without risk, but it is the kind of risk that speaks to longevity, to a desire to build a body of work rather than a run of hits. All of this would be enough to keep us fed for months. But there's an ember glowing at the center of our conversations, a thread of possibility that refuses to be cut, the idea that these two, Seamra Arda and Gotberk Yildirim, may intersect professionally again in 2025. This isn't about reuniting for the sake of nostalgia, though nostalgia will surely flood the comments the minute an official still hits the internet. It's about the calculation that what they created before, that lightning in a bottle that made viewers feel they were watching something intimate and true, is a currency still worth investing in. Early stage talks have been whispered about. Meetings? Approaches? Let's just say there are indications of movement. While no official signatures are on the table for us to read, the direction of the smoke suggests a fire being carefully tended. Why does this idea spark so much? Because when they share a frame, they don't need the camera to work hard. The camera relaxes. The dialogue can do less. A glance, a held breath, a half-smile that breaks at just the right second, that's where the truth slides in. Their paths off-screen have not always run parallel, they've each pursued growth in their own ways. But art doesn't ask for tidy timelines. Art cares about what's possible right now, about what happens when two people with chemistry and craft are given a story that deserves them. A joint project could be a masterstroke. For Cemre, it would be a way to bridge her Turkish base with a broader audience just as she's making her global stride. For Gotberk, it would be a return to high visibility on his own terms, bringing the depth he's been cultivating to a canvas big enough for everyone to see. As for what the project could be, the range is wide. An adaptation of a beloved novel with roles that demand restraint and ferocity. An original screenplay by a writer known for character-driven fireworks. A limited series with the addictive pull of a cliffhanger and the polish of cinema. A sequel or spiritual successor to something that wants to find a season of our lives seems less likely, but not impossible if the creative team finds a way to honor the past without repeating it. Whatever the form, if their names appear under the same title, expect a reaction that's louder than a premiere night. Social media would tip into a frenzy, outlets would sprint to secure interviews, and you would feel the pulse of a fanbase that has been waiting for a reason to shout again. What we can say with confidence is that neither side is dismissing the idea. Both teams appear receptive, and that openness alone is more than enough to make waiting delicious. There have been moments at public events where the air between them felt cleared of old static, replaced by something easy and professional warmth without weight. Those small interactions, the ones everyone notices and no one can fully decode, have fueled the hope that doors are not only unlocked, but slightly open. This isn't only about comfort food for the heart. It's about what happens when two strong performers with distinct trajectories intersect at a precise point in time. Picture them in a romantic drama that refuses cliches, in a smart comedy where timing is the third co-star, or in a thriller where their characters circle each other with suspicion and longing. The stories we can imagine are endless because their range allows it. That's the magic. They don't limit the project sizes up to fit them. Meanwhile, the engines of their separate paths keep roaring. For Cemre, the global conversations have included whispers of a prominent streaming platform, think Netflix or Amazon Prime, courting her for a role that would bring her into millions of homes in dozens of countries in a single drop. The pitch reportedly leans into her strength, delicacy paired with resolve, romantic nuance sharpened by intelligence. It's the kind of part that makes a viewer fall a little in love and then realize they're admiring a performance constructed with surgical care. Combine that with possible luxury collaborations, and you have a year that could blend artistry with influence so seamlessly that one amplifies the other. Gökberk, for his part, has been putting in the work that often hides in plain sight. Short films with bite. Scripts that say less and demand more. Projects interested in social questions without becoming lectures. He has taken roles where the reward isn't a spike in followers but the quiet nod of someone who recognizes craft. That kind of foundation matters. It means when the bigger, brighter vehicle arrives, he's carrying a toolbox, not just a smile. So the question we all keep circling back to is simple and irresistible. What is 2025 going to look like if the stars align? If the rumors hold, we're staring at a year of consolidation and expansion. A year where Cemre stretches onto a global stage with elegance and daring. A year where Gökberk stakes a claim in the territory of serious cinema and maybe even leaves his fingerprints on a script or a shot list. And at the heart of the excitement, a chance, oh, a real chance, that their names appear on the same call sheet again, the kind of announcement that stops conversations and starts countdowns. Let's be honest, the moment anything official lands, the internet will melt. Fan edits will multiply by the hour. Interviews will be dissected for micro-expressions and word choices. Even the way they hug at a photo call will become data to analyze. And all of it will be fueled by the memory of what they've already given us and the hunger to see what they could give now, with experience nipping at their heels and ambition pulling them forward. We'll keep watching, listening, and connecting the dots as they appear. For now, take this as the map of what's possible. Seamra Arda poised for an international leap, red carpets in cities where her name is already softly spoken and soon shouted. Luxury partners aligning, campaigns that place her gaze next to taglines about modernity and grace. Gotberk Yildirim pressing into work that risks quiet over noise, complexity over polish, and perhaps discovering that directing isn't a detour but a lane he was meant to drive. And threaded through both paths, the possibility of a project that requires them to stand opposite each other and play truth as if the camera isn't there. That's everything we have for you today, gathered carefully, measured twice, and shared with excitement. As always, Whispers of Turkish Stars promises to keep you close to the beating heart of these stories. Tell me what you think. Do you want to see Cemre and Gotberk in a new story together? Do you picture them in a slow-burn romance with silences that ache, a sharp comedy that lets them tease and spar, or a psychological labyrinth where love and doubt fuse? Drop your thoughts. I read them all. Your comments shape what we chase next, and your passion is why we're here. If today's deep dive made you feel that tingling sense of anticipation, give this video a like, share it with the friend who always texts you first when news breaks, and subscribe to Whispers of Turkish Stars so you never miss a beat. 2025 is on the horizon, and it looks lit from within for Seamra Arda and Gökberk Yildirim, separately, gloriously, and maybe, just maybe, side by side when it matters most. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and keep listening closely. The whispers are getting louder.